TRIDENTCast number 4. Cheers.
Oh, we're drinking. Sorry.
Yes, we are drinking. Okay, welcome to TRIDENTCast number 4. We are in the basement again, and we have something to show off. Our brand new Lords of the Trident Wheelhouse whiskey glasses, tumbler glasses, whatever you'd like to call them. Let's let me get a little close up here. Aki, will you talk about the exquisite details of the glass while I parade it in front?
Yeah, one of the first things that stood out to me is that how they did these lines to the wheelhouse and whiskey. It really looks like, for you guitar players out there who know, for a while Ibanez had a H.R. Geiger set, the creator of the Aliens and whatnot, and the guitar actually had a really similar kind of style as this here. Also, the W with our trident. If you look up the symbol of the marker in Dead Space, it looks surprisingly similar. But anyway, getting away from the esoteric aspects of this, that we got these odd little cube stone things at the bottom.
Ice cubes.
Are they ice cubes?
I don't think it's
No, I thought they're like the remnants of a quarry.
That would make sense.
If you ever if you ever swam in a quarry and they got the rocky bottom there, yeah.
And then on the other side?
And then on the other side, as you can tell, we all rehearsed this beforehand. We have the Lords of Trident shield and everything. And then we have a quote from one of our more iconic songs saying, we'll get drunk and we'll pillage together. Even though we're a very responsible band, we actually don't really drink more than 2 drinks before every show. Yeah, for our fans, they can pillage.
They can pillage as much as they want.
To our music. That's right.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to teach all of you out there how to properly drink liquor, hard booze, if you will. Because I learned about this from I was in Seattle, and I was in an artisan liquor shop, and I mean, this place was so gentrified. The reclaimed wood bar was made from like a reclaimed wood chest that sat in some dude's basement. It was like double reclaimed. That's how gentrified. The dude's mustache went like 3 trills. That's how gentrified it was. And this dude, this 30-something dude, bald, mustache out to here, he was like, all right, I'm going to teach you how to drink properly, because most people will come to the bar and they'll be like, Susie, and they'll just like go for it, or they'll like swish it around in their mouth.
Or like you miss your mouth and you're like, shit.
Yeah, when you have a drinking
Someone to teach me how to drink.
This led to my
Airplane reference.
Hey. So, unlike wine, right, when you drink hard liquor, you're not supposed to aerate it at all, so you don't like put it in your mouth, swish it around, or anything like that. The best way to drink hard liquor without getting any of that burn on the back end is to inhale first, hold your breath, drink, and completely swallow and give it a second for the alcohol to actually like dissipate from your mouth, then exhale, and you will taste a lot more of the tones and notes and like flavor countries that exist.
I realized whiskey was so musical.
Yeah, so let's all try this together, and you at home
right.
can go along with us. So we inhale and hold it. Fully swallow. Wait. Exhale. No burn. And you get a little bit of that wood, some of that corn flavor, so some of that. Yeah, beautiful Wheelhouse whiskey deliciousness. And if you've never tried Wheelhouse whiskey, it's really good. I'd recommend it.
Kids ask for it by name.
I made the comment the other night, this almost drinks like a scotch
Mm-hmm.
to me in some ways.
Absolutely. So we're going to have these glasses available. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to have them available on the website because shipping... I mean, we don't have our shot glasses available either because shipping glass is like...
bound to work out.
Yeah, everybody loves that,
I mean, the thing is, everything we sell, like, we just ship it from your house.
Yeah.
Like, we would have to pack it, and
Yeah, and I mean...
I can't even fold clothes well.
Well, and I think if we shipped it to you, you would get to keep both of the pieces. So I mean, that's either a plus or a minus depending on how you look at it. So anyway, they will be at our shows, available for the low price of $7 American. Yeah, that's
Ay caramba.
so bring your kids. Have them buy a whiskey glass each. We might discount them, maybe 2 for $10. I don't know. If you got cute kids and they're really into whiskey, we'll do that. So
I better not be at the merch booth. I hate kids.
you do hate kids. That's true. All right, going down our list of things. Actually, I'm going to jump straight to the podcast's #1 fan requested segment of the podcast, Aki's cat picture of the month.
Really? Number one.
Everybody's always like, "Show me that cat picture." And
and it's gonna appear right there.
right here. I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. Oh man, I love this cat picture. This cat just looks like so playful and friendly and inquisitive. I have so many things I love with cats. This cat has super round eyes, and its nose is like pinkish white. And it got the jelly bean toes.
Oh, the jelly bean toes. You gotta have that.
Yeah, and a nice variety of colors. It's like a tri-blend. There's a black or obsidian if you're a metalhead. Mm-hmm. And there's white, and there's like off-white pinkish.
Whoa.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's reacting to a ball coming at
Very
it.
playful.
That's an amazing cat.
It just looks so friendly.
I like the color of the eyes, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a really pretty kitten.
You're like,
and
oh, I want to play with you.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like that cat, like, I would be willing to enter in a gentleman's agreement with that. Like, he wouldn't try to do something funny, you know? That's someone that Teddy Roosevelt would trust.
Are you afraid that a cat would betray your trust?
I don't know.
Try to pull some funny business.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh man.
Remember that Marxist cat we ran into on tour?
Marxist cat?
Yeah,
Wait.
he wouldn't stop pushing his like classist ideals on us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was bad. Well, anyway, so now that we've got that out of the way, you're welcome. If you like that cat, if you want more cats, email us, lordsofthetrident@gmail.com, subject saying, I want more cats, and I will forward your email to Aki, and Aki will send you hourly CatFacts to your phone or email address. It's a new service only for Patreon members, so you have to be at least an $8 behind-the-scene Patreon member. And Aki, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, will text you or email you hourly CatFacts, guaranteed by Lords of the Trident. Definitely. Yep.
Kind of random, but, I feel like...
Guarantee not valid in
Everyone-
48 continental states.
Everyone always says, like, they hate the feel of a cat's tongue because they say it's like sandpaper.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like it. Prefer, like, I've done cat and dog sitting.
Uh-huh.
And, like, I'll often take a dry sandpapery cat tongue to, like, a slimy dog tongue.
Okay, that's a good segue because Brent just got a new dog named Beelzebub.
That's right.
Or was it Satan's Little Helper?
Yeah.
Which one was
Maggie.
it? Maggie.
You were close.
Okay.
Oh, it was named after the that Satan movie.
What?
Close to. Oh, that was Carrie. I was thinking. Carrie.
It was named after Homer Simpson's daughter.
Oh.
You mean
I
it's
got
not McGaggy's birthday?
No, Maggie.
it. So since you are the owner of a brand new dog, and you also have a cat, what tongue do you prefer?
I actually prefer the sandpaper tongue as well.
Oh, that's 2 for sandpaper tongue.
Yeah.
Brian.
I only have regular access to sandpaper, so I guess I am in cat sandpaper camp.
Yep. I think all of us here are in the sandpaper camp.
Thank you.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, sandpaper.
Yeah. Awkward high fives. Yes.
All
There's
around.
actually
Now go for it.
a really interesting New York Times article a couple of years ago about scientists actually finally really understanding how cats lap up liquids. Like, I know it sounds crazy. I mean, we've been like, cats have been with humans for thousands of years, even predating Egypt. I mean, they found human, cat burials and whatnot in Cyprus. But, like, it's been thousands of years before we even really understood how cats lap up liquid.
Yeah.
There's a great article about how the spines on the cat's tongue that give that sandpapery feel, not only does it help them in a very metal way, lick off flesh and ligaments and whatnot off their prey and skin. But those spines actually also help. They actually help to bring up the water. Like when they lick, they dart their tongue into the liquid like water and milk. And when they pull out their tongue really quick, along with those spines,
I'm gonna put a video of it right here.
Yeah.
So I've actually seen that.
Yeah.
And
so inefficient.
It's yeah, but it is really interesting.
Well, I gotta say from owning a dog too. I actually do prefer that with cats, because dogs. If any of you have had like big dogs, like my dog would like go lick drink a bunch of water, and then like walk away from the water bowl. And since dogs have those muzzles, like
just sort of
water would just like drip everywhere over the floor. And I'd like walk around the floor, and I'd be like, I got dog drool water on my feet.
You got dog water on your feet.
Yeah.
Ew, dog water.
dog water.
Yeah. That sort of reminds me of a really small and completely unrelated anecdote. I lived. You remember the small apartment that I used to live in? I lived beneath the UW-Madison men's hockey team, which you can imagine was a not quiet environment. Because they were, partying all the time. And there were instances where they would have parties, and then, like, I remember one in specific, like, either their bathroom or their toilet or something overflowed, and they were all like, whatever, bro, because, they're the men's hockey team. And there was a little puddle that sort of formed on the ceiling and started dripping down, and we were collecting it. And Heidi and I were joking, it's like, it's party water. It's filled with electrolytes and beer. Party water. Woo! Fucking doorknobs. So if you're an entrepreneur out there and you want to get in on my party water Kickstarter, visit us online, party-water.biz. I found out today. I was looking up a domain. There's so many extensions now. There's a .ninja.
Yeah, there's a shitload of them.
There's a .ninja. It's something blah 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 .ninja, and there's like a .finance and the .finance and the .travel are the two most expensive domain names at like $39 a year. .ninja is $15 a year. So we could buy Lords of the Trident .ninja.
I want to see some porn sites with .ninja, like big old titties .ninja.
No, Aki, there's a .xxx for that.
We actually talked about this in a previous podcast.
Did we?
Yeah, I was saying that Lords of the Trident .xxx would be Elliot's website.
You did say that. You did say that. Yep.
But yeah, there's a lot of top level domains out there.
All right, so
Elliot's Maximus.
so look out for Lords of the Trident .ninja coming at you.
It'd be Elliot's Maxa.us. Or Maxim.us.
Maxim.us. I like that.
Anyway.
All right. On to our next topic. I was in the hospital this month, and I almost like died and then came back to life. It's sort of like Highlander, like when you've seen they die and they just come back to life like 5 minutes later. But it's never pleasant.
They're usually really hungry.
Yeah. I found out that I am allergic to sulfathexabloxan, which is an antibiotic. Nobody could figure this out. Oh, and okay, I had a very metal experience with Dr. Vitus. At first, I don't think nobody could probably see this. It looks probably normal by now, but at first, I had cellulitis in this finger, which made me glad I wasn't the guitarist in the band. And it like ballooned up and it got crazy. And they gave me this antibiotic, but it was too late. It had already developed an abscess. And I went into the ER, and Dr. Vitus was working at the ER, and dude takes like a scalpel and makes an upside down cross. I'm not joking. Upside down cross in my hand, and everything just explodes out. It was gross. I'm not gonna. That's what I was like. Upside down cross in my finger.
And while they did that, like, didn't you say like Dr. Vitus turned on King Diamond's Four Horsemen?
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Yep. And he blasted it.
Yeah.
Like everybody else in the ear was like, "Turn that down." He's like, "Nah." Turn down for what? Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. They played the whole album Abigail. It was brutal.
Yeah. So I got that done. and I was on Oxy, so I was super drugged up. I was thinking about having maybe another Google Hangout all drugged up, like I did that one time, which was really fun for everybody on the Patreon who missed that. I was like out of my mind, and I was answering questions, and it was great. But then the next day I started feeling worse and worse and worse, and then I developed a fever, and I went back in the ER, and then they sent me home because they're like, oh, maybe it's just viral, and I'm like, And then the next day I had like 104-degree fever. I was delirious, and then my whole body got covered by a rash. I looked like a lobster. And then my throat started to close up, and they were getting like breathing tubes and EpiPens ready and shit like that. And nobody knew what was going on. Nobody realized that I was allergic to this medication. And so I was in the hospital, and they gave me a bunch of IV antibiotics, which turned me partially vampire temporarily. It turns out I'm now allergic to the sun, which is great. So if I go out into the sun like for more than 15 minutes, I start to like get super red and like boily and like but being down here working on music, doing computer stuff all day, I'm pretty well shielded from the sun. Down here in the Moho where we practice, so that's okay. I'm not like working construction or something out all day. So they finally figured out that I was allergic for this medication, and then I turned out of lobster mode, and I'm all better now. So thanks to everybody. We had a lot of people actually email us, saw my updates and stuff like that, and so thanks to everybody who emailed, and appreciate the love and support. So anyway, here's a picture of me all lobstered up. I don't know if you can tell that the lighting was bad. I was using the front camera, and I was all like at the time, so maybe you can't tell.
Glad you're better.
Yeah,
I appreciate still having a lead singer.
Yeah.
it's good. Who would do the video editing? No one knows how to green screen but me. Nobody.
Lead singer and a good friend for all.
Yeah. Aki bought me a nice beer, which we all shared. It was great.
Sorry I couldn't visit you in the hospital. You were on vacation in the Northwest, and I go to Facebook while I'm at the airport, and I see you. I'm like, oh, God.
You know what this means, right? You can never leave again.
God, yeah.
There's some sort of like cosmic connection.
We both left.
Yeah.
So maybe we
But Andrea and I went and saw him.
It was,
We're good friends.
kind of a big thing, that first picture you and Dr. Vitus, they had sent me when I asked if you were all right, and this was before I left on the trip, where you're giving a thumbs up, and Dr. Vitus is giving a funny face and whatnot, like, I could tell, like, you'd been through, significant, a fair amount of shit, but, it still had that kind of like Thai humor and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that art picture you posted on your Facebook, you really like it clear looked like It looked like you were near death. You were in a lot of pain and was no longer fun or anything.
Pure misery.
Pure misery. Yeah. And I remember you told me like you wouldn't wish it on your worst your worst enemy, especially all those injections by that first year resident.
Okay, that's a funny part of it. So before Dr. Vitus made the upside down cross in my finger, I had a first year resident who, and this was the most painful thing I think I've ever experienced, and I've been through dragon fights and I've been through battles and stuff like that. Okay, they took a needle that was like this, pretty much this long, and they were trying to numb up my finger. They had to inject in between the finger, so they jammed it all the way in, Dr. Vitus gave me. I'm not kidding. He gave me 2 bite sticks, so I can go like and they were just ramming it in.
Damn.
Come on, hey, come out! And the lady missed 4 times. So that wasn't great. That was not a fun part.
It helps to dull the pain.
Wheelhouse whiskey. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
So.
Man, I can't
Trying
imagine
to plug the sponsors.
I feel like you guys have a pretty high pain tolerance. Like, I cry when I hit my shin on a coffee table. I would be fucked.
We were actually talking about that. Dr. Vitus and I were talking about that in the ER. We're like, I wonder what Aki would do. He'd be like, no. You'd be just like strapped down to the table. And
yeah. Oh God, it would be horrible.
Yeah. Okay, so hospital side, I'm better. Everything's okay. I only occasionally get the vapors like a Victorian woman. Somebody told me you said, was it you
The
that said
vapors.
the
I did say
vapors?
that.
See, I thought the vapors. I'm gonna have to look this up. I thought the vapors were like swooning, like like fainting.
I think it's when old women are horny. You should search it on Urban Dictionary and put the definition right up here.
And you gotta spell it with a Z at the end.
The vapors. So now you will know who's right and who's wrong right now.
Told you.
Probably. All right. Okay, so next topic. We had a brand new Guitar World come up. This one was the 7th Deadly Sin, sweeping 7th arpeggios.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Sure. It was, I'm trying to make all of these kind of, progressive, or not progressive, but, I forget the word I'm looking for, but yeah, like each one builds upon the last one. So this is still largely just on the top 3 strings. It's a, 8-note pattern going through the 5 different 7th chord types. And I think it went pretty well.
Yeah. I'm going to have to interrupt you because we've got
Yes.
a mead delivery.
And we took our service fee of filling our glasses first.
All right.
Enjoy!
Hibiscus.
Our mead
I think he means thank you.
You're welcome!
our mead delivery girl has brought our brand new Boss Meadery. Well, partially part of our Boss Meadery
Hibiscus.
hibiscus and ginger mead. Aki's favorite hibiscus.
Oh, as long as there's no violet or jasmine.
Okay. So anyway, you continue. You guys need to finish. Oh, you finish your whiskey.
Okay.
And I will get some more.
If you don't finish your whiskey,
Stones.
you can't have your mead.
Right. Okay. So you keep talking. I'm gonna get some stones.
So yeah, I'm having fun. To be completely honest, before I got the chance to do these columns, I never really did a filming thing like this where I'm actually kind of portraying a character a little bit. I'm being the Baron, because right now I'm just Brian. I mean, let's be clear. So I'm kind of portraying this character and doing the character, but also doing this informative guitar thing. So the whole process is still kind of developing. I'd love to have a little more feedback from anyone out there in terms of what you'd like to see. What you think is good, what you think might not be working. It's interesting because David, our PR guy, warned us before we did the first one. You guys are going to get flamed so hard for doing this with the character and the whole bit, and I still haven't seen it. And I've actually been looking, and trying to read up on it, and if there's flaming happening, I'm missing it. I don't see it.
I haven't seen it either.
So, anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you, as always, for the support. And, feedback. I'd love to hear it, whatever you think about it. Even if you had any suggestions for, production or whatever. In terms of content, I've got that pretty under control. But hell, I mean, even if there was a topic you'd like to see me address, that'd be cool to know, too. So.
Yeah. Speaking of flames, the only feedback, or the only, thing that maybe could be a flame that we've gotten was a post on Reddit where somebody said, "Oh, this guy."
That doesn't even mean anything.
Yeah, I was
delightfully ambiguous.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure exactly what that was. But that was all.
Yeah,
this guy.
Yeah, is it this guy or this guy? Like you just can't tell.
The tone is sort of.
It's missing inflection.
I'm sure that Redditor is watching, so you could just email us real quick what you meant.
Lords of the Trident and Gmail. Aki, I know you don't like hibiscus as much, so I gave you a little bit less there.
So it has ginger in there too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love ginger.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Boss Meadery's hibiscus and ginger mead honey wine with natural flavors. Once again, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Boss Meadery, Wheelhouse Whiskey, and Rocker Vodka for sponsoring the podcast, for sponsoring us, and specifically Wheelhouse for sponsoring these fantastic glasses of ours, which we will be selling to you, and we hope you enjoy. And I want to say...
these tumblers?
Tumblers.
Yeah.
The thing that I really like about these tumblers specifically, and I was kind of wary about this. The glass is really like hefty.
Yeah.
You know, like this
Good
is
glass.
like
That's a good weight to it.
yeah, it's pretty hardcore glass. Like it's not gonna break if you smash it against another glass or something like that. I bought way back in the day. I bought these shitty Ed Hardy glasses because they were like $2 in a clearance bin, and they were the thinnest glasses I think I've ever had. Anyway, sorry. 3, 2, 1.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Wheelhouse, and Boss together at last.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I got you. I'm sorry about that.
Never forgive. Never forget.
So Brian, I had a quick question. Doing these Guitar World videos, have you do you feel like after going to grad school and everything, becoming a guitar teacher, do you find being a teacher has really helped you do something like this video and whatnot? Like, do you find it's helped you explain things better and everything?
I suppose in a way. The being able to explain things more or less comes from the fact that I've taught guitar lessons for a long time now. I think I gave my first guitar lessons in like 1997 or 8.
Wow! So you
really?
did it
Yeah.
way before
Oh, geez.
Ty and I even saw you. Our junior year? Yeah.
No, we saw them our freshman year. With,
you're
with
right.
Mirror
You're right. I
Black.
took you to the Progressive Metal Festival.
Yeah, it was Metal Max's Metal
Yeah,
Meltdown,
that's
and it was Mirror Black and Ottoman Empire and some other band.
I remember though it was a progressive metal thing
Yeah.
because we went there hoping there would be a shredder keyboardist. None of the bands had a keyboardist.
Yep.
Really
Too bad.
frustrating. Sorry, it brings up painful memories.
What were you asking me about again now?
Oh, you were talking about how great I am and also how
Well, of course, it's
teaching
Asian metal, dude. I mean,
teaching guitar also helped prepare you for doing videos like this.
to be specific, also, I mean, being able to explain musical ideas has come from just the fact that I've taught lessons for a long time, over 15 years now. So just trial and error of working with now thousands of kids at this point, and adults and everybody. But to be specific, I didn't actually teach guitar in grad school. I gave some lessons in North Carolina, but in general, what I did in grad school is I taught music theory. I taught ear training, and those are both as a TA position. And I also taught history of rock, and I also helped teach world music and musicology.
What's musicology?
I never realized that you taught
It's-
history rock. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that was actually my biggest assignment. Where on a lot of those classes, I would lecture maybe 1 or 2 times a week, and then the main professor would do the other lecturing, and I'd just get to do a lot of grading.
Huh.
Wow.
Do a lot of like theory quizzes and worksheets and whatever. Which is an important part of a class like music theory, and it needs to get done. But with the history of rock, it was kind of my main professor gave me a curriculum and some PowerPoint slides and said, "All right, have fun." I'm like, "Wait a minute, what do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, you're teaching this."
Huh.
Like teaching it? Yeah, like you're doing this. I'm not showing up ever.
Still getting
So I'm
paid,
like,
not
oh.
showing up.
So yeah, that was a full on prepare what I'm going to talk about for the 90-minute power lecture, speak to 80 or 90 kids
Did you do
every Tuesday and Thursday afternoon.
Did you ever do a full class on the power slide?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about history of the power slide.
Yeah. The whole history of rock class basically goes from the end of World War II up to the present.
Huh.
And in a semester, you still have to gloss over so much stuff. Like, even with all, 18 weeks of classes or whatever, you can, barely scratch the surface.
Wow.
So you basically, you the way we structured it was by decade.
I see.
50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, 90s. And even then, we could only very, very lightly talk about lots of really important things because there's just so much you can go into. And most of it is just footnoted, more or less.
Wow.
But I think just the writing, going back to your original question, just the writing and just preparation and presentation of ideas and materials, grad school helped with that. just in writing well, and preparing, because usually the process this goes through is I usually write the column first. I write the column, I arrange the musical examples, I submit that to Ty and David for approval, and when that's ready, then I start to think about a script, or at least a guideline to follow for the filming. And that's been very helpful, and a big part of doing this is actually kind of planning out what I'm going to say ahead of time, and how I'm going to say it, and what kind of snarky crap I'm going to say, or jokey stuff I'm going to do, or whatever. So and then we do some filming, and once then Guitar World changes all of the titles, and
oh my god,
and out it goes,
and puts out like a random like photo.
That's not me at all.
It's not you at all on the well.
But
there's still great.
We digress. I'm still very, very happy to have the opportunity to do this, and I look forward to keeping this going. It's been great so far, so thanks.
We've been
Thanks
getting
again.
really good, like a lot of views on the videos too. There's been, like one of when you search, I search Lords of the Trident, and I do by view count, and I'll kind of keep track of like what's getting up there and stuff like that. And Chains on Fire is the most viewed, 18,000, 19,000, something like that. And one of your videos has like 4,000. It was like it's on the top thing,
Wow.
so it's pretty cool.
I'm guessing that's number 2.
It was 2 or 3. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was one
I
of
think
those.
number 2 is had a really strong outing. And was that the one that came out while we were still on tour?
I think so.
I think so. I think that was the one that
Yeah.
hit while we were staying at the Death Labro B&B.
Yeah, absolutely. Aki, you look like you had something to say. You said some question.
Oh, now I'm gonna forget.
Okay.
And they kept that title of Aristocratic Arpeggios.
Yeah. Yep,
So-
that was good. That was good. They gotta keep more of your titles.
The
The Seven Deadly Sin was great. The one before that was fantastic.
So maybe I got to figure out how to title them in a way that they'll be happy with. Maybe.
Well,
I still like my Feeling Sweepy.
Yes.
Feeling Sweepy.
Yeah.
Yes. That'll be the next one. Okay, next topic. We all went to the Ren Fair, except for Aki.
Brent, you were there
Good for
too?
nerds. Yeah, I was there.
Is that where you got the dog?
No, I had the dog after right there.
Yes.
He won the dog somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, Brent was just like, he walked into Old Navy and they're like, "You're the 1,500 customer. Here's a dog. Here's the backlog of vet bills." And this, they gave that to him, and that was that.
That was that.
Yeah.
Imagine, what would you do if you walked into like Hy-Vee? You're like, "You're our 100,000th customer," and balloons drop.
You
like,
got to take this
here's
dog home.
Here's responsibility.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. As long as it's not a dachshund.
One of our friends has a dachshund, and
God,
it's
fucking
terrible.
dachshunds, Yeah.
Anyway, yes, we. But yeah, we went to the Ren Fair. It was super fun. We've been going. And our whole group has been going like since last year. Because you go and you and Andrew go like crazy. You know, you stay all weekend. You do all the things. You have 17 outfits. You may be part of the Ren Fair, and we just never knew. It's sort of that. Yeah.
We definitely make an outing out of it, and we have a great time. We love just the shops, the shows, and just the general ambience and atmosphere of the whole thing. We just really get into it, and we have a good time with it. So,
fun fact for the Deep Cut Patreon members out there. There's if you've ever been to the Bristol Ren Fair, there's a dude, or probably any Ren Fair, there's a dude that does this fire whip show where he's got 2 whips, and he's got all these different types of whips.
Adam Crack.
Adam Crack.
Yeah.
I'll put a video of him right now.
Hell of a showman.
Yeah, he's really great. I saw him do that fire whip show when we went to the Ren Fair for the first time, and we ended up taking pictures. It was Aki and me and Kilius and Captain Bloodbeard and Korgoth. This was back in 2010, maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that.
The golden years
The
lineup.
golden years lineup, right?
Right.
Uh-huh. So,
Was it you? What's the line?
what?
What's the Kilius Maximus line?
Oh, yeah, that's where Hell Yes, It's Real came,
That's it.
came
Yeah, I was
from.
about to say, like, the MySpace story with that girl.
Oh, my God.
Oh yes, it's real.
He walks into, Kilius, man, he had still has some sort of crazy machismo or something. He walks in with his sword and his like version 1 costume, and immediately, just boom, right out of the gate, some chick comes up to him and is like, "Whoa, is that a real sword?" And like, "You're kind of hot." And if any of us were put in that situation, we'd be like,
I'd be like,
and Elliot's like, "Hell yes, it's real." And she gives him like this gigantic MySpace URL to remember, which he doesn't. And she's like, "You gotta look me up. I'm on myspace.com/PixieInferno6895 Wisconsin Rapids email.gov."
you got a rock star body.
That's a whole other story.
Oh, God.
But anyway, so we ended up going there. We took like 20 pictures, and then the camera literally fell apart because we were too metal. But that's where we saw Adam Crack for the first time. And because I saw Adam Crack for the first time, and he lights his whip on fire, that gave me the idea to do the chain whip that we do at shows that have bigger ceilings.
That chain whip.
He's like one step removed from Simon Belmont. He's got a chain whip and a flame whip.
Yeah.
You know, it's Castlevania 2 nerds out there. No Morning Star.
No.
That part at the end where he wraps it around himself, the Morning Star would not work out
for him.
Yeah.
But if you've never seen his show, I'd recommend looking it up on YouTube. It's really, really good. Or just go to the Ren Fair, because the Ren Fair is super fun.
Yeah, and it's still going on for a few weeks yet this year. It's not over yet.
Brent won six
tickets and a mug.
And a mug for this photo.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got to put that up.
Yeah.
Which is a great photo, because Brent does greatphotos.gov.
The government, apparently.
Is that the one with the guy playing the ukulele?
Yeah, or some kind of lute or something.
Yeah. Oh, lute. That sounds more medieval.
So, tell them about your mug.
Oh, yeah. So, like...
Because this is great.
I show up to Will Call, and I'm like, I want a photo contest. Okay, here's my ID. All right, here's your 6 tickets. And I was like, well, I'm supposed to get a mug, too. And then she was like, well, on this envelope here, it says 1 mug, but we don't have any mugs here. Like, and then she's like, so... I'm like, okay.
I want my mug.
Silence. The lady next to her is like, oh, well, for those, we've just been, like, sending people to the gift shop. I'm like, so should I just show up and say, give me a mug for free? And she's like, oh, well, like, I can't give you this envelope. This, like, I don't know what's so special about their envelope, but we can't give you this envelope as proof. Oh, just tear off the bottom. So they, like, shittily tear off the bottom of the envelope. So I have a torn up piece of paper. Literally all it says on it is 1 mug. I took that to the gift shop. And it was, like, just after opening, so, like, the token hot girls were standing there really bored. Mm-hmm. And I literally said, like, hi, I won a photo contest last year, and I got 6 tickets and a mug. I said, here's a super legit piece of paper that says that you owe me a mug. And they just, like, looked at each other and did their, like, hot teenager eye roll. Yeah. The eye roll wasn't hot. They're hot, and they did an eye roll.
Okay, got it.
And then they're like, okay, just take any mug. I'm like, wow, okay. And then took the most expensive mug they had.
Yeah, you took the biggest, most expensive mug that was
a tankard, I would call it.
Yeah, that was probably like a $60 mug that you got.
It's a pretty good mug.
Yeah, well, you deserve it.
Yeah, thanks.
For this photo.
Yeah, that one. I don't even think that was my best one.
I don't think I've ever seen the mug.
you did. I got it like yesterday.
Well, I mean, you got it. You just got it yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We posted a joust in the Instagram while we were singing the joust.
Oh yeah,
that was fun.
Well, I wanted to say I'm just gonna show up to shops now with like a torn up piece of paper that say whatever I want on it and say I want a contest. Give me this for free, and then see if it works.
Yeah. Wow. Go out to like Brasserie V and be like, one hamburger, all you can drink beer.
Show up to the Lord's merch booth when I'm staffing it.
Oh.
With a torn up piece of paper that says 1 tumbler. I'll give you one.
There you go.
Ooh, I like it.
The trick is that I never staff it.
Oh, well, I might accept like, a couple dollars off of it. If somebody is watching the podcast and comes up to our merch booth with a terrible torn off piece of paper that allegedly says like, $5 off shirt.
Or if it's like shirt SHURT.
Yeah. As long as you start the conversation with, I won a contest, then we'll probably, hey, maybe for the next couple shows, that'll be our couple dollars off of the tumbler, or we'll do $7 for one, and we'll do 2 tumblers for 10 if you come up and you say, I won a contest, I need to get 2 tumblers for $10.
All right, check
So now we'll know. If you made it this far in the podcast, then you actually are a fan.
Yeah.
You're not just oh, they're boring, you're skipping it. Okay. Okay. We've got more things to talk about.
Can I give you one quick note on this?
Oh, yeah, we should talk about actually if we liked it or not.
Yeah, I've had this before tonight, so I'm... Angie and I have had this actually with sushi before, and it pairs fantastically with sushi. Mm-hmm. So any sushi aficionados out there, I would encourage this as a pairing.
Aficionados?
Oh.
If you're not doing the sake or wine or what have you, I would strongly encourage give this a go. The ginger aspect of it pairs very nicely.
Can you bring food into the Boss Meadery?
Yes, you can.
Asian fusion place across the street. Just saying.
They're not real expeditious about carry out, but I bet you could if you wanted.
Yeah, we were just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, last time I played there, we all went to Sugio.
Yeah.
We went to Sugio after we were done playing, and
from my review on it, I'd say it's on the drier and sort of the tartar side of things. The tartar side of things I like. The drier, I'm more of I'm a sweet man. I'm a sweet dude.
I like the
ladies.
The tartness. It's good.
Yeah. It's definitely not my least favorite, but it's not my most favorite. So I put it square in the center. But I can see how it definitely would pair with sushi. 100%.
all right, Aki.
I don't know. I'm not an authority on mead, but I do.
You are now. You have a podcast. Now you're an authority.
Yeah, and this is the third mead you've drank on camera. So, what else do you want?
I mean, I do think the light, clean flavors of it definitely would pair well with something like sushi or even a pan-seared fish with lemon juice and whatnot. But I can't really judge the mead.
Well, I mean, did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. I guess I'm the opposite of Ty. I like, for example, with wines, I like them to be very dry and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I guess for me, the only thing is I like pretty intense flavors and I like a lot of body. And this is very
understated.
Light,
yes,
understated one. So, I'd happily drink it, but it probably wouldn't be my go-to.
Well, comparatively, Andrea did get a cup of mead at the fair yesterday, and it was so syrupy and saccharine. It was yep, good, that's enough. So I think one of the things, I think if something like mead is going to try to stand in this current kind of microbrew beer market, it needs to be kind of drier and maybe sparkling or whatever. Yeah. Because the traditional, very saccharine, sweet mead, when you're trying to sell it to beer drinkers, people are going to be like, holy cow.
Yeah, you can't have it be
So I think
sweet.
Colleen's on the right track.
It's mead made modern.
Yeah.
There you go.
I also had the absinthe yesterday.
Cool.
Got into that. So that's a new
what
feature.
What do you mean,
Well,
Speedery just absinthe, or are you saying
no, the Ren Fair, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they we bought shots of absinthe, and they offered them either straight up with peppermint schnapps or with water and sugar. And we're like, we're not fucking around, straight up.
Yeah. Absinthe is
an
interesting one.
So mercury, so it's like battery acid with a little bit of black licorice in it or something.
See some shit and ride the tiger.
No.
That's a green fairy.
Ty's shaking his head, and I'm like, that's
it's very, very, very difficult to acquire absinthe these days with actual wormwood in it. So I mean, it pretty much you're definitely not going to get it at the Bristol Renaissance Fair.
I just wanted to say ride the tiger.
There you go. Sorry. Here's what I'll say: straight up, no way. But with water and sugar, yeah, it's okay. But Ty don't like the anise.
Well, most
Ty
people
and anise don't get along.
Most people don't.
You put anise in my face.
Because I remember I went to.
I'm not about the anise.
I went to Von Foss at the time, with my girlfriend at the time, and we got you
There's a big
an
anise
original,
Yeah, this is a giant anise.
19th century, like the original mix of
Get that anise out of my face. Sorry. Anyway.
no of that.
Yeah. No, it was the
mixing
stuff
with
you
the
got.
right stuff.
The stuff you got was really good, and I did the whole like sugar cube, water, dissolve it slowly, and that was really good.
I did feel like that's the way to go, at least for me.
And then I chopped off my ear, and I
made some paintings.
Yeah, so let's say
It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's a for those of you out there. I'm guessing a lot of you have tried it, but when you drink it straight, it's very intense. It's like 110, 120 proof.
It's like sticking your face right into an anise.
Yeah.
It's like if you could imagine like busting open. If you could imagine busting open a thermometer and drinking the mercury.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would imagine it kind of tasting like.
Yeah.
everything in this room Ty drew.
What? Oh, yeah, okay, all right. The couch we're sitting on, I drew. This is all an illusion. All right. So for those of you, next topic, for those of you, because we got a bunch of topics to get through, for those of you who are behind-the-scenes Patreon backers, you will have received a brand new demo for a brand new song, which is going to be probably our longest song ever, one of the most epic songs we've ever put together, and also one of the longest major songs that we've ever put together. And Brian demoed that out for us. And it was great. I liked it a lot.
Thank you. I brought the demo to practice last week. I was actually nervous. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to be taken. But overall, the reaction was really good. So we're going to work with it and go for it. I set out with a very modest task, just to create the most badass power metal song in the history of power metal.
Yep.
That's all. So I don't know if I got that or not, but I'm pretty proud of it, and I stand by my work, and we'll see how it goes from here. So
Brian walked down the stairs and he's like, "Get out of here, Blind Guardian, Galnerius, you can go to hell."
Yeah.
I got the #1 hit of the summer. This is our new summer hit.
yeah,
It really does sound
number
like
one
it took
summer jam.
influence from that Japanese band Galnerius.
Yeah.
But no, I really like it. It really has like a very triumphant sound to it. Just some of the soul parts, it makes me think of like the apex of the Savatage song, Bleed For Me, that has like a very like awesome, like epic, majorish solo that leads to this apex of the song and whatnot. And I love that it has that pause with the vocals there, which I love.
For those of you who don't know, I am a big fan of vocal drops. Where everything drops out except for the vocals. It's like, and then it's like, and everything comes right back in. Like, that's my bread and butter. I love it. I showed it to Mantor the Yoked came over to hang out and just like talk about metal and play video games. And I showed it to Mantor, and Mantor was like, he only really speaks in yelling. So
I can bench press all the bench presses now.
Yeah, and so he got super yoked about it.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you're a Patreon backer at our behind the scenes level, check that out. If you're a Patreon backer at a different level, we still love you. If you're not a Patreon backer, what are you doing with your life? Seriously, come on, give us $1 or something.
What's in your wallet?
Give us $1 or something a month, and help us out. We got mouths to feed. Look at this starving child right over here. In the arms of an angel, far away. Call the number on your screen right now.
It's so sad.
And help us put $1 into our account.
Look at me.
Look at him.
His beard could be so much more, but he can't do it because he's malnourished. So anyway,
He hasn't even had a nap yet today.
we need some more cheese fritters or something. I don't know.
How long does it take you to compose an epic 7 or 8 minute song?
All right, that
Ooh, that's a good question.
a while. But I'll say this will
2
be
hours.
this will be some great behind the scenes trivia. Thank you for bringing that up. Parts of this song were composed when I was in Japan for 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Parts of this song were composed during the the ill-fated Trident tour this year. Because there was inevitably long drives where I kind of just put my headphones on and had my laptop with me and just worked. And just worked in the back seat and just experimented with ideas and figured things out.
The no fun zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we still have that, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, in the new SUV, in the new Trident Mobile, we have 3 rows of seats, so the back row can still be the no fun zone.
No fun happens.
No
So I
fun.
guess for like fans that don't know, like we've always traditionally in the Trident van, like always had the back row of seats. Was kind of like the quiet area, and already the speakers in the van weren't so great. So unless you're in the front of the van or the middle, you couldn't really hear the music at
Right.
all.
Also, the gas fumes were the most intense back there.
Well, that's where
Which might
the
help
song came
enough.
from. Yeah,
That was his inspiration. But
a gas fume induced stupor is how I wrote this 7.5
like
minute
in the
song.
past, Elliot, Achilles Maximus was preparing for med school. He would be in the back, and then Brent, who'd often do his work from his laptop, would be in the back. And then you'd often have Ty driving, and me, I would just be trying to sleep by leaning against that one window.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Which you won't have to do anymore.
Yeah. All right. You got a headrest.
Japan and Trident tour.
Yeah, I did. Actually, there was inevitably downtime every day in Japan. As I was waiting for Andrea to get ready or Clinton to get ready, I would just being like...
Yeah, I get it.
Like, I'd get up, I'd shower, and I'd have my coffee, and then, like, just to get everyone up and moving, I inevitably had downtime, so, like, I just started writing. Most of the harmonized guitar solo section was written on the bullet train between Tokyo and Kyoto, so that's kind of cool.
Shinkansen, yeah.
So, I'm excited about it. I think it'll be great. It's my MO right now for writing for this band is to explore new sounds, new ideas, new textures that haven't been addressed necessarily on previous records, but still make it sound like the Lords. Still, like, I don't want to completely change it and make it a new thing. I still want them to be Lord songs, but what are some new things we can try? Is kind of my operating and my motivation at this point. So
Well, and I wouldn't say that that's necessarily like a new thing too, because for people who've been listening to us since the early days, a lot of the albums are not like an AC/DC album. We sort of explore all sorts of different little aspects of metal. We don't go straight
absolutely.
on into like crabcore or death metal or something, but there are like little touches of different genres in there, and so I think exploring that is what sort of makes this band more unique than say just completely straight up power metal or completely straight up heavy metal or completely straight up death metal. It's a little bit more varied. So
I think that's what kind of like I love with the band is just I love metal so many different I love metal as a whole. Everything from like 80s stuff to modern stuff, Scandinavian stuff, and this one thing I really like is that like if you listen to our music, it's like with everything from like Heart and a Fire to Complete Control,
to Kill to Die,
He's the Battlefield. I mean, like you got all these different elements that I really
Song
love.
of the Wind and Sea.
Like we have some songs that like evoke even kind of like doom metal or stoner rock or whatnot. I mean, we have stuff like Complete Control, which is really inspired by kind of like a Killswitch style riff. I mean, we have Evil Heights that sounds very much like early 90s American death metal, like Nocturnus's Lake of Fire. I mean, Heart and Fire sounds like very like 80s, almost glam metal. I mean, like, this one thing I love with this band is that, like, we don't, I understand that consistency can be a big thing, and our albums, often push in a bunch of different directions, but I find it really satisfying to be able to not be limited by, like, one specific subgenre, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the ultimate challenge is how do you take all of these ingredients in the stew, you know, or whatever? How do you take and how do you refine all of these sounds and ideas and influences into one unified vision and message?
Yeah.
And I think that's the ultimate challenge for any band.
Yeah.
Is
How do
to-
you make it still sound like a Lord's album when you're exploring?
Right.
You know. So, and that's part of the fun of it.
It's like I think we all hear in the band like a Monomarth, but like when you listen to Monomarth, like you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Like and that's cool and everything. You know, it doesn't matter whether or not you're doing the most recent album or Odin and Friends or whatnot, but like
Odin and Friends is my favorite Monomarth album.
Odin with me or whatever it is. Odin by my side. That's what it is.
Yep.
One of those. But like you know what you know what you're going to get, but what's kind of fun I feel with our band is like with such an interesting mix. Like you don't know if you're going to get like Black Sabbath-y stuff or like, you know, Scandinavian death metal or metalcore or Iron Maiden type stuff. So yeah, I always find that really fun.
Yeah. All right, let's jump to the next topic. I'm gonna just give you a few things real quick here. So for those of you still watching, still with us, August 18th, 8/18, we are going to be in Minneapolis opening for the amazing power metal band Hebria. We're also going to have our super good friends Noble Beast on the bill, and I'm super excited to play with them again and to see them again.
Really
They're
good.
so good.
Yeah.
For those of you who know Noble Beast and who also know Hebria, this is going to be a hell of a lineup.
It's a sweet venue too.
Yeah, it's at the First Avenue, which is 100% Prince's club, even though he's still dead. We're gonna find the ghost of Prince.
In one of the early
Still
places
dead.
we played.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We played there once
A long
before,
time ago, yeah.
like in 2010. I don't know how we got there, but
Part
anyway.
of a girl's birthday party. if
Yeah, I don't know
remember
how
right.
how she found us, but anyway.
I know, right?
We played with a band called Hamburger Help Me, they were amazing.
They were amazing.
They were
To
incredible.
this day.
They played for 20 minutes total, and they had like 30-second
super short,
songs.
intense songs.
So good. They were amazing. So anyway, that's 8/18. Mark your calendars if you're in Minneapolis, or tell your Minneapolis friends. We got to get people out for that, because Hebria, you know, they're from like way not in the Americas, and they need some monies to turn back into pesos. I think they're from Brazil. Yeah, they're from Brazil. So whatever Brazilians use, Rio de Janeiro dollars or whatever, they need that. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of Rio de Janeiro, has anybody been watching the Olympics?
No.
I watched a little bit of the girls volleyball the other night.
Good job.
Duh.
I want to show you. I have not really been watching. I've heard all this stuff about the Olympics. I found the most amazing Olympic moment that I've ever seen, ever. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take the screen of us, and I'm going to shrink it down, and I'm going to do the whole Japanese game show thing where I'm going to zoom in on people's faces just so you can see the reaction of us watching this. I want everybody to scooch in here so that we can all see this. This is the Filipino men's...
He looks naked.
He's not naked. This is the Filipino men's diving team, which we're going to watch. We're going to watch this whole... It's 1 minute and 22 seconds. You're going to see it. We're going to see it. 3, 2, 1, here it goes.
Oh no.
Oh.
You fucked up.
He's gonna feel that in the morning.
There it is. Oh. Oh. How did he do that so bad? Oh.
Spine.
He let go
face,
too soon.
The face too was like.
Yeah,
That was.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, high five.
I want to see the welts
Zeros.
on his back.
I'm impressed he kept his loincloth on.
Goose eggs. Okay.
Oh, does he, this guy.
This guy's gonna make up for it. Pahoyo. This guy's got it.
I know this guy.
Pahoyo. Give us your best, Pahoyo. Here it comes.
I don't think you realize how high up that board is either.
It's like 15.
Uh-oh. Oh my god.
Oh, that didn't feel good either.
He slipped off the end of it.
He's like, whoop, 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 whoop. Pahoyo, come on, man, bring it in.
Oh.
Nope.
Yeah, he uncurled too soon.
Didn't get high enough.
Yeah, double high five for Pahoyo. He's like, at
I
least
got
I'm
closer
here.
than you did. Fuck you.
At least I'm
Let's wear our
here.
Speedos and sit in this hot tub together.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Zeros.
Oh my god, my back hurts so bad.
I think this is the only time in all of like Olympics history that a team has not scored any points
God.
at all. So anyway,
Oh God.
that was
For effort.
that was the best moment of the Olympics that I saw so far. It was amazing. I haven't seen anything else. Full disclosure. Okay.
I only tune in for the Philippine diving challenge every 4 years as well.
Right. We've got we've been solidifying up a southern mini tour in December with Dream the Electric Sleep. And Dream the Electric Sleep is this progressive shoegaze band. No, wait, stay with me. Don't turn it off. Don't turn the podcast off. Trust me on this. They're actually really good, to use Aki's parlance.
Actually, really pretty good.
And I've been a fan of them for years. They just came out with a brand new album, which has a title which I can't remember. It's got like a fish and a machine on the cover. I'll put it up here.
Ooh, an old fish machine.
Yep. But their last album, Heretics, was so good. It was incredibly good. It was this sort of like multi-part, progressive, amazing. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was the year I listened to it, the year it came out, it was like in my top 5 albums of the year. I listened to it many times.
So the album's called Beneath the Dark Wide Skies.
Thank you. Beneath the Dark Wide Skies. This one is not quite as progressive and like, has parts and movements and stuff like that, but still
Got good stuff.
really, really solid. So they're from Lexington, Kentucky, and we're planning on going down that way. And on our way to Lexington, Kentucky, we're gonna do a show with Automaton, which is our good friends.
Yeah.
And they actually pretty much already have the venue and the show set up. So they're like, yep, you're coming. Let's do this.
What about Stagecoach?
Okay, so initially I thought I messed this up. I thought Dream the Electric Sleep was from Louisville,
And that's
where Stagecoach Inferno's from. And so I'm like, oh, we could do Dream the Electric Sleep and Stagecoach and us. And then I started talking to them, and they're like, oh yeah, we've never been to Louisville. I'm like, what? And then I looked them up, and I'm like, oh, Lexington, crap. So anyway,
how far away is that? A few
Hour
hours?
and a half.
Oh, okay, that's not so bad then.
yeah.
Doable if we can.
So it's still in progress of being set up, but that's essentially what we're going to plan on doing. December 8th, 9th, and 10th, shooting for like Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky, and then we'll swing back. So if you're in the area, please come out and see us, and do check out Dream Electric Sleep. I'll put some music of theirs up here while we're talking about them, and also a link to them on the screen right now.
What I'll say about them, I really, really like them as well. Like I think their strengths are they're really, really good at layering. So they frequently have like 2 or 3 guitar parts over the top of each other, and probably a couple vocal parts, and they just like fit together very well. Just like that.
Yeah.
So and like while there's nice like melodic, light, sometimes layers like clean arpeggios and whatnot. Their drummer is heavy as fuck. He reminds me like of, he drums like John Bonham sort of, like just really hard and interesting rhythms, and those two like fit together really well. So on top of the really great compositions like motifs and like movements of Heretics. So I'm super excited for that tour as well.
Yeah,
I'll have to do some listening.
They're good.
It's one of the few bands that
Brian,
I've,
go to your room.
It's one of those bands like Armory that, like, after I heard in the car, like, when I got home, I went to Google and did a search for them and went to the page, their band page and everything. And I think it's something that, like, not a lot of people think about, but, like, it's pretty amazing to, like, hear about band, like Dream Electric Sheep and, like, Sleep.
Oh wait, I did that. I actually thought, and initially I was, when we were going through Lexington on our 2014 tour, I thought I found them. That's when I found them, because I was looking for bands in the area, and I contacted them, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna be out of town on our like Poland tour or something, and I was like, damn, because they were really good. But I listened to their album, and I sort of absentmindedly looked at their band name, and I'd emailed them a couple times as
Like, you guys like Philip K. Dick too?
Dream the Electric Sheep, because I thought it was Philip K. Dick reference.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I
Sleep.
like sheep.
Sleep.
But I don't think it's pretty amazing for like to hear a band in your in the car or whatnot, and like I'd never seen this band or whatnot when you played them, and then to just like a couple years later be like, wow, now we're going to get to play with them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
So, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. So we got that coming up. Also, we as of probably next week, we will be printing our Patreon Fuck the Band shirts, and we'll have secret prizes coming out for the Patreon backers, for the behind the scenes backers. So check that out. You'll definitely like at least half of the secret prize. I will say here, I'll give you another clue. It is music related. That's
real surprising.
real surprising. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, that's coming out. I am a hipster officially now. I don't have the beard yet, but I'm working on it. But I bought, look at this, I bought an LP. I bought the Ghost LP.
Nice.
And I got my record player up
You
and running.
got the cross upside down.
Oh Jesus, it's
now
right. Oh, there we
you go.
There we go. Sorry, I thought it was Jesus for a second,
It's
but
like
it's
on your
Satan.
finger.
Yeah.
I like all the art that
Whoa.
comes
The art.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's cool.
They have the art book is kind of what I bought this for
Wow.
because
Story time.
I got
Children's book.
yeah
style.
I got the when I got the download I got the art book with it, and the art
Wow.
is just incredible.
Whoa, look at the detail on
And
that.
I mean, yeah, it's all sort of like pencil or
Naked
line
chicks
drawn.
making
Yeah,
out.
there's naked chicks on it. This is now NC-17 podcast. Sorry, kids. But anyway, the art is
That is fantastic.
really
yeah, that's
cool.
really awesome.
Damn.
So, anyway, I'd recommend picking up the album if you want an LP. That's cool. If you got thick rim glasses and a beard, let's go for that.
Ghost's third album is really, really good.
Yeah, it's very solid.
Yeah, super cool. So anyway, me and Mantor, we went record shopping and picked that up. I almost bought the
Where did you
Dokken.
get it at?
I bought it at Strictly Discs,
Oh, okay.
which we had some drinks and we kept calling it Strictly Dicks over and over. I think we might have said that to the clerk, and he looks like he sort of gave us that look like I've never seen that one, but I've never heard that one before. So anyway, so I'm a hipster now. September 8th, you are doing a thing at the Boss Meadery.
Woohoo!
It's BrentsGoodPictures.gov meets Brian's Feeling Sweepy .ninja. There you go. Tell us about that.
Oh, but seriously, we talked about it a bit in the last podcast, but I shoot nature photos for fun and beer money. And at the Boss Meadery, one of our wonderful sponsors, they have a great gallery art space. I'm going to be hanging 21 of my photos. Printed.
21.
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
It's been a lot of to do lately.
For even numbers.
I measured the space. That's how it worked out.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm hanging a bunch of my photos printed large there. They'll be for sale, and they'll be there all of September. But the really cool thing is on Thursday, September 8th, Brian is going to be doing one of his signature guitar solo guitar shows there while we have the gallery opening day. So Brian's going to play. Yeah. He's going to sweep pick for an hour straight. It's going to be amazing.
And then he'll get up, he'll tell you what your problem is. And then it's more sweet picking.
Yep.
So if you want to, hear Satriani's summer song while sing a lake by Yosemite's, National Park, you should go to this event.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is a absolute, that could absolutely happen.
Yeah.
That scenario could be really the thing,
It's a cheerful song.
So come out. Music will start at 6 p.m. I'll probably give my artist statement that I haven't written yet around 7. Brian will keep playing for a while. We'll drink meat and pillage together. It'll be a good time.
Yeah. Maybe you'll bring out some of the whiskey glasses or something.
We get drunk and drink whiskey together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my many Lord's lyric butcherings.
Yeah.
I like it though.
Yeah.
I will unfortunately not be making it because I will be at Prague Power USA.
Yeah, he's not gonna be there. He'd be watching like Scar Symmetry. I mean, whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, Blind Guardian. I'm excited to see Blind Guardian for the first time. And I'm going to be there with our super good friend and frequent hot merch girl, Michelle. And we're going to have a good, fun metal time.
I've never heard of any of those bands or people, so
Yeah,
Brian and I are gonna have a better time.
that's true. Yeah.
Just kidding, those are all awesome. Really just
One more real quick one.
Yeah, quick it up.
Michelle was the very first person to hear the new song. The very, very first person.
for you.
Really?
Because I swore her to secrecy. The opening theme of the
Before
brand
the
new
band
track.
practice, you showed her that?
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, all I had was the opening theme and a few other riffs.
Dude, so like Michelle...
So I played it for her with a swore to secrecy.
Sweet.
Like I made her swear to secrecy to not let you guys know that I did that.
Whoa.
Oh.
So
Did she like it?
yeah, she thought it was pretty good.
So that's interesting because Mantor is married to Michelle. So, like, Michelle heard it, and then Mantor heard it, and they were the first two people to hear it, and they just so happened to be married to
That's
each other.
that's called being in the inner circle. What?
Yeah. So
And you can be in too if you give us
Yeah.
Patreon money.
get on the Patreon.
You can buy your way into this shit.
Yeah. Well, speaking of awesome Patreon people, our great, awesome Patreon and Kickstarter backer, Larry Drunken Larry, is going to be helping us out.
Yeah. For Hibria.
For Hibria in Minneapolis. He's going to be swinging down. So he's going to be our hot merch girl behind the booth. So come over,
Larry Davis.
and give Larry Drunken Larry a big old hug and throw some money his way. So, and my speakers are doing interpretive jazz over there. So that's great. Okay, so we got just a few more things to talk about. We have a brand new segment on our podcast.
Oh.
Here it comes. Guess the pitch. Brian knows all of the pitches. Brian, what is this pitch?
Almost a C.
Almost a C. All right, Brent goes.
About a B.
About a B. Aki.
Wait, really? I didn't know about this.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know,
I didn't know about this either.
Brian has a like perfect pitch or perfect ear pitch or a perfect ear or something like that. Look at the ear.
His stupid
so-
ears.
It's so perfect. So you can sing a pitch at him and he'll be like, oh, B flat diminished minor seventh chord.
Well, it's just a pitch, so it's just B flat.
Anyway.
You need multiple notes to make those.
So-
About an A flat.
there, oh, see? Look at that.
Wow,
That was like a
that's
foghorn
amazing.
sign. Is there an interval there?
It's like
So-
a perfect fifth, more or less.
Yeah.
So Aki is the last person to challenge Brian's perfect ear with a guess the pitch. Watch out, Brian.
The problem
Here
is,
comes Aki's pitch.
I can't even tell if he's going to be right.
Well, I'm
or
gonna
not.
check. I will put up. I'll test it after the podcast, and I'll put up here, right or wrong.
Oh, I can see it. Okay. La.
Between
Between a B and a C.
Oh, nice.
We'll try to stump him by singing really off key.
Yeah. Make a loud noise and
Well, I
check.
just find something kind of funny about this. Like Brent and I make.
What was that?
Brent and I make sounds, and Brian's like, you almost did an actual note.
Yeah, not quite. Kind of did an actual note.
It was an actual note with a 432 reference pitch.
Oh.
Yeah.
So to end the podcast, first off, I'd like to once again thank our sponsors, Boss Meadery, Rocker Vodka, Wheelhouse Whiskey, and all you fantastic Patreon people out there. If you're not a Patreon backer, please consider signing up for the Patreon. It helps us out a lot, and it helps us make our car payments, which are really essential now, especially because now we have a car payment and a PR payment. And crippling debt is within reach. So anyway, if you want to help feed starving Aki, please join our Patreon.
I need pizza.
Aki needs pizza. Speaking of the SUV, the brand new Trident Mobile, we got a bunch of work done on it, and I will say this is the newest car that I've ever owned, right? So I own old cars, and when I would get a copy of a key made for an old car, you just go down to Home Depot and you're like, here's a key, I need a copy. And they just make you a copy of the key. Not so with these brand new cars. These brand new cars have technology, modern technology inside of them.
Science, industry, innovation.
Money. So they have keys that have these little chips in them that are transponder keys. And if you make a copy of a key without this transponder key in it, you turn it on and it just goes. It never ever turns over, right? Yep, we're circling it back. It's coming back. So it just never ever turns over. And what you have to do is you have to pair. You have to buy a blank transponder key chip, or you go to the dealership and they give you another copy of the key. But that's anywhere between. Aki's losing it.
Broke Aki.
I'm just thinking how funny. Sorry, I was thinking how funny it'd be if, like, every time we tried to talk, we interrupted by making it. It'd be like, so Ty, I was thinking, if we only allowed democratic processes to evolve.
So, anyway. You have to get a blank transponder key, and you have to go to the dealership and get it coded. But that costs anywhere between $150 and $300 per key.
150.
So, like, you know, because for the Trident mobile, I'd give you a key, and you a key, and you a key, and me a key, just in
I
case.
that key somewhere.
And all of our Patreon backers.
And all of our Patreon backers get a key. You know, if you need to move for the weekend or whatever, we got you covered.
Like 700 keys. Yeah.
Yep. But that's crazy. Like that would tank us financially for sure. You know. At the same time, I only got one key with this car because we bought it used, and like I don't know, you know, and I don't feel comfortable just having one key. So I went online and I looked all this sort of stuff up, and I bought some blank transponder keys from China over eBay.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong there? And you know, but okay, I could get them cut, but they still wouldn't start the car because the transponder is not like hooked up to the car. So you know, apparently you have to still go into the dealership and get it done. No, not so. There is wizard magic available that you can do with this transponder key. And it makes you look like you're insane to your neighbors, or maybe having a seizure inside your car.
Does it look like the?
So what you have to do to program these what you have to do to program these transponder keys is you have to like so you turn your car on and off 5 times, and then you put in the new key and you turn it on 3 times, then you open your door 6 times, and then you put the lock on and off and honk the horn 3 times and press the brake, and then open the door 5 more times, and then put the window all the way down and then all the way up, and then and then close the fucking hatch and like get this, and you look insane to your neighbors, but it works, and you have to do all this within like 60 seconds. You know.
Did this?
Oh yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did one. I programmed one just to see if it would work. And sure enough, the frickin' wizard magic worked, and now I have a copy of the key.
Oh, ancient Chinese magic.
I know.
Fireworks.
You know, opening the door, turning the gas on and off.
Ty has to clench the key and have a 20-second seizure, and then the key works for real, for good.
So anyway, we will see you on the 18th at Hebrew. We'll see you at the 26th in Madison at GeekCon. We'll see you on the 2nd in Rochester, Minnesota. We'll see you at the September 30th in Madison. We'll see you on the internet.
The 8th, the Meadery.
The 5th in Madison, the 8th in the Meadery. So we hope that you are doing well. We're doing well. Thank you to all of our Patreon backers. Thank you to all of our sponsors. For the last word, let's go to Aki.
You know, I'm making that sound. I kept thinking you like choking a seagull.
Good night.
No, make that sound while you're choking a seagull.
Good night.